Hi friends, welcome back to the Find Your Positivity podcast. On this podcast, we state our daily affirmations and we set our focus of the day. Let's start your day on a positive note. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast for a channeled message. Today is Monday, October 17th, and our focus today is going to be setting boundaries. Lately, energetically, emotionally, or maybe physically, we've been experiencing some changes as a collective. On a spiritual level, a lot of us have been getting downloads. Mentally, we're all working through past trauma and healing. And some of us are coming to terms with our shadow aspect. Previously, I wasn't completely familiar with this term, shadow self. But the shadow self is the part of you that you repress. It's that side of you that you hide and you don't want the world to see. For you, that shadow aspect could be that negative side of you or what you deem as negative. So why would you want to show that to the world? So the big question is, why would you want to dig deeper into that? Why would you want to look into your shadow self? So recently I have been doing, again, a lot of healing of past trauma, childhood trauma, emotional trauma, sexual trauma, and all of these aspects were pushed down so deep so I could never think about them, never experience them again, or just have to face them head on. Certain words like sex or independence were sometimes triggers for me, depending on the situation and who I'm having a conversation with. This was part of my shadow aspect. As I've worked through all of this trauma, I've relived some of these situations, trying to forgive myself and understand that I can't just love pieces of me. I have to fully love all of myself, whether I deem those aspects as good or bad. I'm accepting myself for who I am and allowing any emotions that arise to just fully come out. As you complete any healing and work through trauma, you become more aware of current situations that need boundaries. You've healed, you've forgiven, and going forward, when you encounter a similar situation, assess it, honor your feelings, and set those boundaries. I think when it comes to healing trauma, it's an ongoing process. You have to continue to work through those feelings, and it gets easier and easier. It feels lighter is the best way to describe it to me. You begin to listen to your emotions and honor those feelings and know that all is well. It's okay for those feelings to come up, but you learn not to repress them and just to let them flow. I've spoken previously about my urge to be a people pleaser, to always please others. And it's because that's how I was conditioned. I was conditioned to make others feel comfortable. Do what you can for others, put others first. Basically put yourself on the back burner. But I have learned and gained my independence, and I've stepped into my power. In doing so, if I am approached by someone asking me to do something, and in the past, maybe I've always said yes, but I know this person is fully capable of doing this task and they have nothing else going on, I'm 100% comfortable setting the boundary and saying no. That no for me symbolizes so much. Only 2 letters, 1 word, but it holds so much weight for me. There was a long time in my life where I could not muster the strength to say no. It could have been out of fear of not having anyone, out of fear of someone not liking me anymore, or fear of retaliation or being punished. Being able to say no confidently tells this person that their priorities are not my priorities. It tells that person that you hold zero power over me. And I think that when people feel they can get over on you, they will. Certain people will try to take that power away from you. It's a crutch. So this just also goes back to assessing each situation, listening to your intuition, listening to your feelings, listening to your emotions deeply, and just honoring how you feel, honor those feelings. However, if you know you don't have the time, you're not comfortable, you have other things to do, maybe it's not part of your job, just all of these different things, you feel like it's a no, then make it clear for future reference and say no. Not every situation will be a no, but be able to find balance, and don't use setting boundaries as a crutch not to be flexible and to not be open to change. If you're setting boundaries out of fear to try something new, something different to grow, then release those blocks. Let any fears dissolve and allow yourself to push through any insecurities. Be mindful of the no's. Let's take this time to say our affirmations for setting boundaries. I am becoming comfortable saying no and standing in my power. I am honoring my feelings and standing my ground. I am open to change, but assessing each situation. I am finding balance between setting boundaries and being more open. I am comfortable vocalizing my opinion and my viewpoint. I am understanding I am a priority. I am embracing the flow of life while also protecting myself mentally and spiritually. I am listening deeper to honor and guard my well-being. I am proud of myself for putting myself first. In the end, what matters is you. What are you truly comfortable with? What raises red flags for you? What's triggering? I think it's important to be in tune with yourself and acknowledge your feelings as they arise. Therefore, those situations that are red flags, you can handle confidently. Put those boundaries in place and keep living. If you've made it to the end of the podcast, thank you. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. The podcast is available on all platforms. You can also join the YouTube at Purely Danielle and check out the Patreon. The channeled message for today comes from the book The Tethered Soul by Michael Singer. I'll be reading from page 100. It reads, "You will come to see that any behavior pattern based upon the avoidance of pain becomes a doorway to the pain itself. If you are afraid of being rejected by someone and you approach that person with the intention of winning their acceptance, you are skating on thin ice. All they have to do is look at you sideways or say the wrong thing, and you will feel the pain of rejection. The bottom line is that since you approach them in the name of rejection, you're going to be dancing on the edge of rejection throughout the entire interaction. One way or another, the feeling you experience will work their way back to the motive behind your actions. The avoidance of pain is what your actions are linked to, and you will feel that link in your heart." I feel like that paragraph completely speaks to that shadow aspect that I've spoken about. If we've lived our entire lives based on avoiding and hiding our shadow aspects, these negative aspects, these traumatic events that we've been through, then it's always an underlying fear. We're scared to bring it to the surface, but it's there. It's always there. When we begin to work through those aspects and actually accept ourselves, forgive ourselves, then we begin to live life differently. That heaviness that you've always felt, it's no longer there. Those emotions that you've continually been pushing down, they begin to ease. Even with your physical body, sometimes you feel that weight lift. You feel lighter. You begin to truly know who you are, why you are the way you are, and you begin to love yourself. Those triggers, those red flags, you can create those boundaries, set thresholds, whether it's for yourself or it's for others. Life as you know it, it isn't over. It's just beginning. Come back each day for daily affirmations and intention settings. You can find the podcast on all platforms. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Check out the YouTube at Purely Danielle, and you can check out the Patreon for more content. You can also feel free to donate via PayPal or Cash App. If you'd like to purchase affirmation audio or personalized audio, visit CoachDanielle.com. Thank you.